It's not the pale moon that excites me, that burns and delights me. Oh no, it's just the nearness of you. It isn't your sweet conversation that brings this sensation. Oh no, it's just the meanings of you. When you're in my arms and I feel you so close to me, all my wildest dreams come true. I need no soft light to enchant me. If you're alone, that's me. Look around to hold you ever so tight. And to feel in my mind the nearness of you. Set me soft light to enchant me with you. Only grant me the right to hold you ever so tight, and to feel in the night the nearness of you. Who is my ideal? Oh, maybe he's a dream, and yet he might be, oh, just around the corner, waiting for me. And will I recognize the boy on my mind, the one who is my ideal? Or will I pass him by and never even know that he was my ideal? Oh, will I ever find the boy on my own, the one who is my ideal? Oh, well, maybe he's a dream, and yet he might be, oh, just around the corner waiting for me. Oh, will I recognize the light in his eyes that no other eyes reveal? Or will I pass him by and never even know that he was my ideal? I ever find the boy on my mind, the one who is my ideal? Oh, well, maybe he's a dream. Yes, he might be just around the corner, waiting for me. Oh, and will I recognize the light in his eyes that no other eyes reveal? Or will I pass him by and never even know that he was, never even know that he was, never even know that he was my dear. Thank you.
Well, we just got through seeing a beautiful performance by the New School of Jazz. Where's that located, sir?
55 West 13th Street.
That's in the neighborhood of Union Square, right?
Yeah, right. 2 blocks away from here.
Yeah, I see you know how to handle that axe pretty well, that guitar. My goodness. How many years have you been playing? How many years have you been playing?
I think about 5 by now.
So what inspired you to get into music?
Actually, my parents just gave me to like a music school.
Yeah.
And I started to study there, playing some classical piano and switching to rock on the guitar first.
Sure.
And then teacher of mine showed me Wes Montgomery.
Oh, Wes Montgomery, really?
Yeah, and that changed my life.
That's awesome.
Now I'm doing this.
So do you think that theory is very important, very key to this, to music, to learning jazz, to learning any kind of music? Theory? Yeah.
To some degree, yes.
Okay.
But I think the true purpose of it, true kind of like essence,
Yeah.
jazz doesn't exactly lie there. You can drop it into little things and try to analyze every little part of it, and it makes sense.
Sure.
But at the same time, to come up with those things, you need something more than that. I feel like the connection to the music. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, I guess all of it kind of matters.
So wait a minute. So what are you saying that is not, you shouldn't treat it so scientifically or mathematical?
Yeah,
Because there is some mathematics to it.
there are, but I think when you learn about Louis Armstrong, when you learn about Charlie Parker and thank you, and Wes Montgomery and so many other great ones that we look up to, none of them knew music. None of them knew exactly what the chords they were playing. None of them knew what the altered scale was, it was. They just knew that's the sound, that's kind of the color they want.
And the fingering.
Yeah, I mean, all these things. So it's like,
Wow. Well, wait a minute. Are you telling me that this is an individual thing in terms of how you learn as an individual?
Yeah.
Because they all learning styles.
Yeah, well, everybody learned differently. Somebody learned from somebody on the street. Somebody learned all music from records. Somebody went to school and got there. There are like many ways to get there, I feel like, and everybody got their own path, sort of.
Yeah. Well, I first learned how to play at the Brooklyn Conservatory of Music, and I started out with theory. That was just my path. So basically, right now on my horn, I run cycles in both directions, fourths and fifths,
Right.
where I'm building major scales as I go along in fourths.
Yeah.
So once I get that under my tip, then I start going da 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 da, and then what happens in improvisation? It comes out so spontaneously, just giving a motif. So is the motif important to music?
It is very much. I mean, I came up from theory myself.
John Dewey?
No, myself. I came up from like the theory background
Good.
myself.
Yeah,
So
me too.
and then I realized that I lack a lot of everything else, like just learning by ear, listening by ear, hearing where the sounds are. Because I knew them. Okay, they're like here. If I build this you know, this chord, this will be the sound.
Sure.
But I realized in order to try to get there where those guys were, I need to hear where those notes are. I need to hear all those colors in my head, and the only way to get there is to, like, it's something beyond theory. Like, it definitely helps and you need it, but then it goes just beyond those things.
To me, a good musician is beyond ego because you have to listen so carefully.
Oh, yeah.
And know when to space it out and when not to play and when to play.
Oh yeah,
So it's the ultimate democracy.
exactly.
That's
In
what I
jazz,
call
that's what it is.
Really
if
is.
only we all lived by those rules, we all would be in peace and
Well,
prosperity.
I have to really pay you respects for keeping the tradition alive because to me, music stands the test of time. You
Yeah.
can't put a date stamp on music. You just can't. How can you put time into sound and melody? Unless perhaps if you put it down on
yeah.
paper.
Right. No, yeah, it's timeless. Art form like this, I hope it's timeless.
I know. Well,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
try hard.
if you go back to Plato's Republic in the Academy, you know what were the two most significant things that he said about a student that a student should know?
Listen to as many records as you can, learn as much music as you can, and play with as many people as you
The
can.
two things:
Two things. My bad.
music
Yeah.
and sports.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Hey,
Alright.
come on! The World Cup soccer is when you're young, you know, you use
Oh
your
yeah,
body,
yeah.
and then you know,
Guilty.
if you're not in shape, tip-top shape, then how is it that you can perform on your acts? So
That
his
is-
two things was
is true.
music,
Yeah.
and what's the other one?
Sports.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Because mathematics encompasses music and science. He knew that.
Yeah.
Math
Look
and
at-
science is within music.
Yeah, look at Coltrane's sheet when he like
I know.
figured all these like circles out with all this
Yeah, I
mathematics.
know.
It's crazy.
I know. Okay, and what's your name again?
Nick,
It's a pleasure.
You treat me coldly each day of
Beautiful
the
song.
year.
Beautiful.
You always scold me whenever somebody is near, dear. It must be grateful to be mean to me. You usually because can't you see what you mean to me? You're mean to me. Why must you be mean to me? Gee, honey, it seems to me you like to see me crying. I don't know why I stay home. Each night when you say you'll phone, you don't, then I'm left alone, singing the blues and sighing. You treat me coldly each day in the year. You always scold me whenever somebody is near, dear. It must be great fun to be mean to me. You shouldn't, cause can't you see what you mean to me? Next American on guitar. Itamar Shapiro on drums. Ben Carroll on bass. My name's Hattie Simon, and this is Summer in the Square. And it's great to see you guys all out on the first day of summer. We're students just around the corner at the New School for Jazz.
Wow.
And I think the park wants to see your photos, so there's a hashtag over here that you can use.
Wow.
It's USQ Summer. So yeah, we're gonna be here till 8:30. Not 8:30, 1:30. So a few more songs for you, please.
So what's your background?
I am a singer from Maine.
From where?
Maine.
Okay.
I go to school at the New School here.
What year are you in?
I'm in a dual degree program. I'm entering my 5th year.
Okay.
So I'm doing music and then global studies, like international relations.
Oh, good. You're putting it all together.
Yeah, trying to put
Yeah.
it together. But yeah, I started singing jazz when I was like 14 up in Maine.
Yes.
And there's a lot of really nice musicians, but there's not like a huge scene.
Sure.
And so I kind of just ended up here. I came to audition at the New School, and then there was this program where I could do both degrees, and so yeah, that's how I ended up here. Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
drew you to music? How long have you been playing? Did you start out on piano? Did you start out
Yeah,
with
I did
theory?
actually start on piano. I don't really play piano anymore.
Sure.
But that's how I learned like theory and how I developed my ears better. And so now I sing, and I'm learning some guitar, but I really I just want to sing.
What runs through your entire being when you're singing a song like "Mean to Me" or "Blue
what's
Moon"?
going-
I mean, do you feel that?
Some of them I do. But it's funny because I just sang Black Coffee.
Yes.
And I love that song, but I really don't relate to the lyrics in
Okay.
some ways because it's
Okay.
oh, man is born to go a loving, woman's born to weep and fret, and I'm
Got it.
oh, of course, I hate that. I hate that.
I got
idea.
it, got it.
But I love this. I just love the song. You know what I mean? So sometimes I get in tricky situations like that where I'm why am I singing this?
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, but then other ones
But it's
Around
part of the
Midnight.
standards.
Yeah.
It's part of the standards.
Yeah.
And are you really singing for yourself, or are you singing for your audience? That's the key.
I try to do both.
Got it.
Because often if I have my eyes completely closed, that's when you know I don't
Spaced out.
care about what's going on around
Sure.
me. I'm just singing the song for me.
Sure.
But I do really want to engage my audience and connect with them and feel the vibe out of what they want to hear. So I think it's a balance.
Sure, it is a balance.
But if you're only doing it for the people around you and not for yourself, then
With people that have great ears, maybe in their 60s and 70s, and they've experienced old female singers,
yeah.
who did they say you sound like in terms of timbre, quality? What do you sound like? Did they tell you, or you?
An older singer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't heard any significant name come up.
You have your own unique voice. That's why you haven't heard it. For real.
Is that a trick question?
No, it's not. No. It's a statement. It's a statement.
Yeah, some contemporary people, I guess they're oh, you sound like this modern day person, and I'm yeah, but I think I'm trying to develop my own thing, you know.
Well, you had Dinah Washington, right?
Yeah.
Ella Fitzgerald.
Yeah. Billy.
And Billie
And
Holiday,
Sarah
huh?
Vaughan. But,
And Sarah
I've been
Vaughan.
And Abby Lincoln, and I've been
Yes.
influenced by all those people, but I'm not I'm never trying to sound like.
You ever heard of Sheila Jordan?
Yeah, she's still
I met her.
alive.
She kicks ass. She's good.
She's amazing.
Sheila Jordan is something else.
Yeah.
So let me just pick your brain for another 3 minutes. Do you have to go back and hit the books, the library, or you're
I know,
relaxing?
I actually, I am going to work in a little bit, but I have like maybe 2 very cool.
So I try to use my entire being, both hemispheres of my brain.
Yeah.
So as you know, the left side of your brain is for quantitative reasoning, rationality, science. The other side is the autistic.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that Plato's Republic, Plato,
That what?
Plato in the academy.
Yes.
He says 2 of the most important fields for a student
Fears? Yeah.
to be a productive citizen of the state. You know what those 2 things were?
No.
Music and sports. Why do you think he picked music? What's within music?
Where would we be without it?
No, but what's within it? Is there mathematics within it?
No, it's emotion.
How about mathematics and science?
It is mathematics and science.
There you go.
Which is funny because I don't mess with either of those things. But people say music is so like math. Like people who are good at music are also good at math, which is so not me. But also people who are music is like a language too.
It is.
Like
it is a
linguistic
language.
part of it, which is what I identify with way more. And I'm like,
Wow.
that makes sense. The math part, no, I'm terrible at math.
Wow.
The language part, yeah, I get that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you're not afraid to admit it. Because 99% of the entire population are afraid of math. Because it's a language unto itself.
It is a language.
Yeah. But if no one has been introduced to, let's say, a sheet of music, doesn't that have to be deciphered? Isn't that foreign?
Isn't that what?
Foreign?
Yeah, it is, absolutely.
Well, you haven't never been introduced to music?
Yeah, I mean...
Wow. So you have to learn it scientifically.
Yeah, there's methods.
Well, there's time, there's meter, there's duration of pitch, so you're on the same page. There's note values, but most of it is basic.
Yeah.
You start with the whole tone, the whole note, the half note, the quarter note, the eighth note, the triplets, the eighths, the 16th, the 30 seconds. And if you're as bad as, who was that drummer, Max Roach, you're going to play 64ths.
Yeah.
You heard of Max Roach, right?
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, it's a pleasure having this interview.
And can you say your name one more time?
Orlando McAllister.
Orlando McAllister.
You can just Google me. I'm all over the place because I'm a computer scientist.
On record now, so it's good to
Yeah,
meet you.
and also I want you to listen to one of the premier trumpet female players named Amy Schrift.
Okay.
She studied under Ron Carter
Oh, wow.
back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I'm playing flute right next to her. So we're running, we're running lines, we're sight reading. Yeah, so I want to give you that sight.
Yeah, I want to take your email.
Okay, very good. Okay, so we'll talk again. Bye-bye.
The boy on my mind, the one who is my ideal. Oh, well, maybe he's a dream. Yes, he might be just around the corner, waiting for me. Oh, and will I recognize the light in his eyes that no other eyes reveal? Or will I pass him by and never even know that he was, never even know that he was, never even know that he was my Thank you.